We're rolling.
We're on?
Yes.
Super. Welcome everyone to another wonderful episode here, Jaws Podiatry. I'm giving everyone a case update on a patient who presented here about a week ago. Flew directly from the Bahamas, landed and drove herself here to our office. Secondary to a diabetic foot ulcer. Let's take a look. The defect is smaller, number one. It is significantly shallower, no active signs of infection. There is no undermining, which means that no pockets like before. There is the original video is on our channel. If I'm not mistaken, we called it the debridement of a deep ulcer. But what I'm going to go ahead and do, she's leaving back to the Bahamas today, okay? And she will be back. We spoke about some of the, and I may have mentioned this in the original video about using more advanced therapies such as platelet-rich plasma, allografts, which are grafts that we can use to expedite closure of the defect. Our goal when we talk about saving limbs and saving lives, we use any and all resources that are available. Doesn't matter what it is. Our goal is to heal. Okay? These defects that may place the limbs at risk for loss. We had a very long talk today. So, what I'm going to go ahead and also do, let's take some of this callus off a little bit. I don't want to take too much. Same thing here. You see how this all kind of just peels off like that. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Take some of this off here just to make sure that the patient will be a little bit more comfortable. Okay. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next is, what is an ulcer? An ulcer is an inflammatory condition. It's a defect. There's inflammation. Aside from the obvious, which is, it's a defect, right? It's a sore. At a cellular level, there's a lot of inflammation. The good news is that she has the blood supply is superb, and with blood we have healing. Without blood we don't have, so that's great. She has a lot of blood rushing down to the foot. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a 15 blade and I'm going to go ahead and do what we call cross hatching. And what I'm essentially doing is I'm debriding the defect to try to stimulate, right, those those cells, so those important cells that are sort of asleep. So I'm gonna go ahead and wake them up. Okay. This back, please. And cross, that's why it's called cross hatching, because it's a sort of like a tic-tac-toe, right? If anyone is wondering, well, is the patient numb? Patient is completely and totally neuropathic. Patient is diabetic, feels absolutely nothing. And we'll go in here, right, along the margins, because the ulcer heals from the outside in. So we want to make sure that we get kind of like in these little crevices here, right? Just kind of like that. I was actually really, really surprised and impressed in how quickly the defect has filled up in 1 week, and it's a very, very simple solution protocol, but it's really, really difficult for the patient to follow the recipe, so to speak. Pressure. That's all it is. There's a saying, which is what I was telling the patient before. There's a saying in what we do. You can throw mayonnaise on the defect. As long as you can throw anything on it. Doesn't matter what it is. As long as you do not put any pressure on it, it will heal. Case in point, 1 week later, it's 50% at least shallower. So this boils down to, even if we did not have, these advanced wound care technologies, the defect would probably heal if the patient stays off the foot. So she's gonna hop on a plane today, go back to the Bahamas, and hopefully come back maybe early November. We'll reevaluate the condition. Hopefully it'll be smaller, shallower, much better, maybe even healed. I've seen ulcers of this caliber heal quickly. If it's still open, I'm gonna still recommend the platelet-rich plasma injection, possibly in conjunction with something else. We'll reevaluate that. But the key here, we need to save the limb, to save the life. Simple solution: stay off the foot. The simple solution is not so simple for the patient. Like always, www.jospodiatry.com, Instagram, Dr. Toe Jam, Jos Podiatry, Facebook, and last but not least, our YouTube channel, Jos Healthcare. I hope everyone has an absolutely totally wonderful day. Ciao.